So I've spent over $18 million on Meta ads, and I'm going to show you guys the exact video formula that you guys need to scale your ad accounts and kill it this Q4. Now, right here you can see I'm inside one of the ad accounts for my clients, and you can see how much we've spent. That's £13 million, which is just under $80 million. Just to show you guys this isn't edited, I've refreshed the page right there, and you can see the amount spent. That's £13 million. Now, you need to have good ad creatives to get to that point. It doesn't matter what offer you have, what product you have, what theme you have on Shopify. If you don't have good ad creatives, you can't scale and spend that much on Meta. There's no chance. And there's not many people out there that have spent over 10 million on Meta and don't know what they're doing. So $18 million on Meta, what is the secret? Because you can't get there by luck. And there's a certain formula to it. And in this video, I'm going to break down everything for you guys step by step on how you guys can get your ad accounts to that level and scale your business. Now, you know the usual method what everyone talks about: problem, agitate, solution. That's just the basic direct response principles that people talk about and the fundamentals. And you know, we can even break it down into like the UMP of a video, the UMS, and those things, you know, might translate into your landing page. Now, this is very surface level, and a lot of people are just kind of focusing on this now, and you know, they might see a YouTube video or they might read a tweet about this and think, yeah, this is the way. But a lot of the information you see online is all rubbish. You got to really pay attention to who you're listening to, because a lot of these guys haven't scaled or don't know the correct formula. And even, you know, they might have created one good ad with these principles in it, and they might have made a bit of money. But videos and scaling on Meta and your strategy is a lot more complex. It's a lot wider than that. Now, let's start off here. So this is the most important funnel that you guys need to know in marketing. And it's basically the stages of awareness of your customer. Now, the problem aware and problem unaware, this is the most scalable for your business. This means that they don't know that they have a problem, or they're aware they have a problem, but they don't know the solution. They don't even know your product exists. And the reason why this is the most scalable is because there is the most people within this. This is what we call the top of the funnel. Now, I'm very, very bad at typing or writing here. This is the most scalable. This is where the most people are. And this is the coldest audience you can sell to. These guys have never heard about you. They don't know about your product. So trying to convince these guys to buy your product is very difficult. And now what people think you can do is make a really good VSL, 5, 10 minutes, 30-minute VSL, and make a really long ad and take them down this whole funnel in one video. Now, it is possible. If you're an exceptional copywriter and you know you found the right customer that is ready to purchase, but more often than not, it is never going to happen like that. And that's why they need to go down these steps one by one by one. Now, the next step that you will see and encounter is solution aware. Now, this basically means that, you know, you could sell, let's say, a foot pain product. They know that solutions exist. It could be cream, it could be medication, it could be a massager for your feet. And they don't really know specifically about your product though, but they're aware that, you know, there's things out there. Maybe they've tried things before. And this is going to come in handy later when you start to understand every stage, because it's going to help in your video ads. The next one is product aware. And this is people that know about your product. They know about what you're selling, and they've seen your content before. They've watched your ads before, and you know, they've gone down. And then the most aware are just people that know about your brand. They know about the product. They're more or less ready to buy. They might need a little push. They might need a retargeting. They just might need a good offer. Now, this basically, the reason why I'm bringing this up to you guys is because if you guys don't know about this, then you're not going to really know what videos to create, because there are different types of videos here and different types of videos here. And more or less, there's different types of videos in every stage of the funnel. Now, the reason why you have to know this is because when you're creating video ads, when you're writing scripts, when you're researching, when you're ideating, you need to think about what awareness level are you targeting, and are you allocating enough scripts and videos to your editors for each of these stages? And as I said, this is the most scalable, this is least scalable, this is least scalable because there's the least people in here. But what you need to remember is this part here is the most profitable. This is where you're going to see high ROASs. This is where you're going to see people are buying and spending money. But you need to create these ads to get people to spend the money. So you might not see the greatest efficiency with your ads. You might not see the best ROAS. But that's, one thing I believe in heavily is you need to look at your account, and take this with a pinch of salt, but you need to look at your account on a ROAS level. So don't look at just ads individually, but if a video is getting spend and you can see the frequency is low, then this is obviously targeting new people on Meta, which is good because they're pouring into your funnel. And if you see here, for example, the ROAS is high, obviously it's going to be high. They're most aware. Now, I'm hoping that all makes sense, and it's going to make a bit more sense when we go through the next sort of stages. Once you understand that every stage of the awareness level requires different formats, the next thing it's going to bring you onto is personas. Now, you might hear this all the time on Twitter, personas. You need to know every single thing about your customer. You need to know everything in detail and really do research about them. Now, in terms of research, look, I would be looking at, their emotional state. I would be looking at their financial state, their desired state, psychographics, demographics, the knowledge gap, objections. And this is what I was saying about this all links back to this, because solution aware, they might have objections in the sense they've tried foot cream, they've tried a massager, both of them don't work. That's their objection. Maybe they're a bit more scared, they're a bit more paranoid than someone that's problem aware. Problem aware is they're aware they have a problem, their objections might be something else which is different to this person. And that's why it's important to really know all of these. And these are a bunch of questions. You guys can take a screenshot of this if you want. But these sort of questions is what you need to go through. And if you don't know these about your customers, it's going to be really hard for you to make ads. And the reason why I'm saying this is if you don't know what your customers have gone through, you don't know what they've previously tried, you don't know their objections, you don't know their desired outcomes, then how are you going to write ads tailored to your audience? How are you going to speak directly to them? Because what you got to realize is, look, if you've created an ad that is perfect for the stage of awareness and you've done the correct research, when your customer, when your audience, they're watching your ad and they're listening, it's going to resonate and hit so hard because you're literally speaking about the most frustrating part of their day, that they have foot problems. Every step that they go up the stairs, they're feeling pain in their foot. And you would only know those nitty-gritty details that are really going to help in your ads if you do the research. Now, in terms of tools to use for research, Answer the Public, great tool. So that basically looks at search data and search volume on Amazon, on Google, on TikTok. And the reason why that helps is, let's say, again, I'm going to take the foot product, for example. Let's say you type in foot products for me. It will basically give you an example of, let me pull this up actually. So right here, you can see this is Answer the Public. I don't know why I wasn't pulling it up. Now, I've typed in foot product, and here you can see on Amazon, let's just say I search it. I think this is too broad. So let's just type in foot massager and search. Now it's going to start seeing, look at this. So this is foot massager of water, foot massager of heat and remote, foot spa without massager, foot massager for plantar fasciitis. This is a typical DR pain point. And you can see the sort of search volume. You can look at the CPC, so what people are exactly searching for. You can see the keyword and the volumes. And let's just go on Google now for foot massager. So type in search. And the reason why this helps is because you can see what people are looking for. And if you know what they're looking for and you somehow have the solution in your ads, that is money, that's dollars, that's sales, that's conversions. Now look at this. This is the part from Google. What is the best foot massager to buy? Do foot massagers really work? These are all objections. How do you pick? What type is the best? These are all ads in itself. This is all solution-aware ads. What type of foot massage is the best? Do they really help? So these people are, solution-aware. What's the disadvantages? These are objections. Can you reverse? Do doctors recommend it? So is this Revitavive? This is probably a product. And that is someone that is product aware. So this is more or less bottom of funnel. And this is a great tool to use for research. The next thing I'm going to say is Reddit. Now, don't just go on Reddit. You can just go on Reddit and read forums, but one of the things you can do is go on Reddit, Reddit answers, and it basically, you can type in, do foot massages actually work? And it will give you data based on what people are actually talking about and saying on Reddit. It's all data driven. Deep research, I'm sure you guys already know about this. ChatGPT, deep research is standard. You should be using this. And then last thing is reviews. Now, if you haven't started selling your product yet, then you can go on Amazon, look at reviews. You can look at competitors and read reviews. You can understand why people bought it. Look at the language that they're using. Like if I go on their reviews, for example, so right here I'm on the reviews for a foot massager, and you can see I'm really happy. This is perfect. Toe pain, not a gentle massage, but that's what I need. Isn't good, and I suffer from burning toes. I'm blown away. My mum's even getting one. These are all things you can say in your ads. I struggle with foot problems. It's a special treat. Disappointed. Even though it was easy to use, the plug was broken less than 2 months, so I can't use it. Now, if you're starting a brand, why don't you offer 1 year warranty? Why don't you offer 5 year warranty? And then these are the things that people are worried about when they're buying products. So you can just go on your competitor, you can go on these reviews and really start to understand the messaging, the language, and put that in your ads. And that's how your ads are going to hit. Now, these are the 4 tools that I would use to do the persona research. So now you know about personas and you know about the stages of awareness. Now you need to know the structure of a video ad. Now, obviously, you know the hook, the body, the CTA, the most bog standard basic thing. Now, one of the things I want to touch upon in hooks is that they expand more than just a hook. A hook can go into the visual aspect. I think I'm going to give up writing soon. Visual aspect. It can also be the audio aspect, and it can be the text. Now, one way I had a lot of success with my TikTok organic agency, we got over 250 million views for clients, is I used to look at hooks in more than just what was being said, but all of these things as well. The visual hook, that acts as your scroll stopper. The audio, if you have a ping sound, for example, at the start, or you have some sort of sound effect, or the music in the first 2 seconds resonates. The text on screen, instead of just having normal subtitles, do you have colored, bold, white and red background text? And these all play into your hook. Now, once you start to understand the different types of hooks that there are, people say, what are the best hooks out there? Do you know how many hooks there are? There's curiosity hooks, there's bold statements, there's authority. There's so many different types of hooks. You could have a listicle hook. There's so many types of hooks, and that's why for us, for example, we test 3 different hooks per each ad creative. I've seen people do 5, I've seen people do 4. 3 is just what works for us, and then you start to gather data on what hooks are actually working in your video ads. The next thing I want you guys to think about as well is where the traffic is being ran. Now, again, this links back to the awareness stages. Whitelisting pages. Whitelisting pages has been such a big thing this year. And what this basically means is instead of running an ad from your brand's page, you're running it from another page, whether that's an authority figure or whether that's just a fake person you've created on Facebook. You could create a John Smith and start running an ad from there. And what you'll notice is that your CPMs and your CPCs will go down a lot. And the reason why is because it doesn't look like an ad. Now, if we go back to this, if you're running a problem aware or unaware sort of ad, you could run it on a whitelist page from a person, because everyone has ad blockers in their brain. They don't want to watch an ad. But then if they see that a person is doing, some sort of native style content, like a skit or just, POV, you just bought this foot massager, it looks native. That is top of funnel sort of content. And then you have for product or solution aware, one of the things that we love to do is like an Amazon reviews page. So we create a whitelist page on Facebook called product reviews or Amazon reviews. And the whole video is about, we tested 5 different foot massagers from Amazon. Here's what you didn't know. And it basically looks like this is a reviewing page. This is someone that who reviews Amazon products for a living, whereas this is just us creating a middle of funnel ad ran on the right page. So I feel like you guys know everything now in terms of formats are covered, awareness levels are covered, you understand sort of the structure of a video, you understand personas. Now, the last bit it comes down to is research. And this is when things are going to start to make a bit more sense for you guys. You start to put this all together. Now, these are a list of winning brands. This isn't actually my list as well, by the way. Shout out DTC Midas on Twitter. Big goat, serious gems. But he basically gave this list, and I've been using this the last month just to look at brands and their creatives. Now, this is a controversial take. You can rip ads from other brands. If you throw in persona research, you throw in winning scripts, your own research document on your product, and you check over it. A lot of people say that you can't just rip ads from competitors. I believe you can, because it's not exactly ripping ads, as I'm getting ads from different niches and then put in, a lot of data and a trained model to get that written. Anyway, let's go into Foreplay, which is an ad tool. The link will be down below in the description. It's basically an ad tool that you guys can use to spy on brands. Now, let's just take the first brand, for example, Norse Organics. Bearing in mind everything that we've spoken about video ads today. So let's see. Look at this. So this is an 8-second, you look happier. Thanks, native style content. This looks like a TikTok. They've used, I don't know if you can hear it before this, they've used like some sort of viral trending sound. This is top of funnel. This could definitely be run on a whitelist page as well.
My daughter learned the hard way.
This is UGC.
Washing her face makes acne a lot.
My daughter's acne blew up when we washed her face. They've got their persona dialed in. They are going for mums that have daughters with acne. Their daughters are probably stressed. The mums are trying to find a solution. Perfect. 3 rounds of Accutane without results. So this is someone that is problem aware, maybe even solution aware. They have acne. They've been on Accutane. So they're solution aware. They've tried Accutane before. And they're doing obviously a before and after.
Why Norse
Organics feels like a scam. This is product aware. This is middle, bottom of funnel content. You know about the brand already. You're considering buying. They're probably just going to answer objections.
Organics feels like a scam. Number 1, my skin got used to being calm. I used to blame myself.
Yeah, so they're just going to probably go through objections. POV, I avoided mirrors because of my acne. That's AI generated as well. Again, top of funnel.
My skin is now as soft and smooth as my baby's skin. My complexion completely.
So this is again top of funnel. You don't know anything about the product. You're watching it because look, she said in the hook, my skin is so smooth. That's the text hook, by the way, which is different to what she's just said. And this is what I was trying to say to you guys. Look, you see a colourful, nice background. She could have made this ad in her house. The reason why she's made it outside is because look, you got the text hook, you got a visual hook. and she's saying her skin is as smooth as her baby's. People are curious, why is it as smooth as your baby's? It's top of funnel. Let's keep going, let's keep going. Let's look for another brand now. One of my favorite brands that I love to look at is Rise. These guys are killing it. If you haven't seen them, go study them. Again, top of funnel. POV, they were right about that damn mushroom coffee. Crying emoji. This is native style content. And look, these formats don't have UMPs, UMSs, because it's for unaware and problem aware people. This is, if anything, yeah, whatever awareness stage you want to look at it as.
Don't miss out. You're gonna pay
This is obviously product aware. You can see
twice as much. Go get it while it's
talking about Rise on sale.
My Menno belly was getting out of.
This is super top of funnel. My Menno belly was getting out of hand.
I've always been around 140 pounds my whole life.
So this is like a story ad. You know, I've been around 140 pounds my whole life.
Do not buy rice.
This is middle of funnel.
Can drinking mushrooms help me lose?
This top of funnel. It looks like a TikTok. Now, my point to you guys is about the awareness stages, obviously in the formats, but if you guys want to recreate something now, let's just go back on Rise, for example, and let's say
don't miss out.
I want to do a top of funnel ad. Where was that ad? I want to create a top of funnel ad for my product.
My 8-year-old asked me to play soccer in the backyard last weekend. 5 minutes in, I was already gasping.
So look, someone's dad is going to play football in the garden. They were tired, gasping for air. Or let's see this one.
4 levels of weight gain.
4 levels of weight gain. Let's say you sell a fat burner product or a weight loss product. What I would do is download this ad. I would download the ad, and then I would transcribe the ad. And then after transcribing your ad, you have the transcript now. Now, after this, I would go onto Claude and I would build a Claude project. Now, if you guys are still using ChatGPT to write your ads, NGMI, you are not going to make it. Now, I'm joking. If you are still using ChatGPT, try out Claude. Claude is way better than ChatGPT. All the best copywriters I know are using Claude. No affiliate link as well. Claude is genuinely just the best. But what a Claude project is basically you're training a model on writing ads. Now, what I would do is first copy the prompt. It's going to be down below in the description. This is what you set as your project instructions. So this is basically the instructions and the prompt that it follows every single time and what it always remembers to do. Now, in files, what you would do here is put in examples of winning scripts. So you can see here, script 8, script 11. So I've put examples of winning scripts that have worked for me with previous brands and stuff. And, you know, I make one of these projects for each product that we have and each brand. So you want to have winning scripts in there. The second thing you want to do is put a persona research document. Now, what this basically looks like is what we had here before was the questions for persona research. You want to make a fully comprehensive document with all of these things in here and all the objections. And you want to have another document for everything related to your product, which would include all the awareness stages. It would include everything about your product, all the details that would be on your PDP. And then you want to go ahead and put this into a Claude project. So now you're going to have persona research, you're going to have product information, and you're going to have your winning scripts. Then when you transcribe an ad like this Rise one, and you put this in here, you can just say, tailor this for my product. And because they know all of the information, it is going to make sense. Now, obviously, don't do an ad that a woman is, like, let's say a mum is talking about something and you sell to men under 20. It might not work. So you kind of got to make sure that you're in like kind of similar niches. Like this is health and wellness, and these are the brands that I work with is health and wellness, so it works. But yeah, you can transcribe it, put in that information, And then if you guys understand good copy, that's when it's up to you guys to basically look at the ad and the information that you got back. And that is how you do research in terms of ads. That is how you write the ads. And that is overall, in a nutshell, how I go about things and how we scaled to $18 million. Now, if you guys do want to learn more as well, comment down below, because this is the first video on this channel. Comment down below what other videos you want to see. And in the link down below, I'm doing something different. I've got an email list where I'm going to be emailing every single day with different ad creatives that I've seen, and how I'm using and implementing AI in my business every single day. So if you guys want to get ahead and become a better marketer, or even get into this type of marketing and creative strategy, then make sure to join that email list. But this is basically everything. If you want me to make full videos on persona research, I feel like this would be helpful, and I could probably do like a speed run of like a different product and how I'd actually do this in depth. But I had to kind of keep everything surface level in this video. But that's how we spent over $18 million, and that's how we scaled. Now, if you guys found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, join that email list, and I'll see you guys in the next video.